welcome, chosen ones. This reading tonight, and for everyone who watches it after this, once it's uploaded publicly, this is going to be for my night owl. Some of you may resonate with that night owl spirit, whether you're catching this live late night or 3 months from now. My messages are timeless, and this is a new thing, me doing tarot here on this channel. I do have another channel strictly dedicated to tarot, but it was well received in last week's first ever live here, so I was being called to deliver ancestor messages to the chosen. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in. If you want to take a moment here just to set the ambiance wherever you're listening and get comfortable, maybe you set an intention or ask a very specific question or for guidance on a particular problem or solution that you're searching for at this time, and see if the ancestors don't deliver that to you in this reading. If you clicked on it due to the title, there is a message here for you. Let's go ahead together and just set the energy, helping you to connect to the cards that I've chosen, the decks that I've chosen to use today. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out heavy through the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing yourself from your head, the crown of your head, all the way down to your tippy toes. And thank you to Sunny in LA for moderating this impromptu late night owl live. And let's go ahead. This is one of my favorite decks here, the Dust to Onyx. So we're going to save that as we get into it, get things moving. Let's go in with the magic of tarot. And I'm just choosing not to show my face for this tarot. For most of my tarot readings, I choose not to show my face. I do, however, show my face here on this channel just so that you can connect to my energy. But for these messages tonight from the ancestors, we're not going to worry about that. Let's do a third shuffle here. Thank you, Sunny. If you're interested in a private, personal tarot reading, I record those, upload them with a private link, and get those to you in 72 hours or less. And it's a great way to be able to keep your reading indefinitely and listen to it over and over again, and finding new messages every few months or every year. Let's see what the ancestors have for you, my beautiful night owls. If you're in the live, go ahead and drop a 333. If you've been seeing angel numbers, leave a 333, and here we go from the ancestors. I already have a jumper. If you check the description, you can email me at thepathlesswoods333@gmail.com. I answer very promptly, and I will let you know the different price packages. Let's pull from the top. Oof. All right, talk about turning a situation around. Let's start with the one that jumped out. King of Wands. We have some fire energy in the room, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This king energy I'm getting for some of you has taken quite some time to develop. It's taken you a while to build up this armor, whether it be spiritually, whether it be embracing your throat chakra and speaking your truth. Many of you are harnessing this fire energy and stepping into your power at this time. And your ancestors want you to know that the things you've been through, your scars, the trials and tribulations, they weren't for nothing. and you can wear those as badges of honor. I recently watched the movie Moana. If you've never watched that movie, I do highly encourage you to watch it. One of the characters in their culture, they wear tattoos on their skin as badges of honor, things that they have conquered or made it through. And that's what I'm getting for a lot of you who are here in this night owl reading. Your ancestors know you've been through it. And it's often called the hero's journey or the fool's journey. Not that you're unintelligent or ignorant, it is the exact opposite. Many of you have been being called to move on blind faith, on taking a leap of faith off of the edge of a cliff, not literally, of course, but spiritually, taking a big risk, because you know on the other side of these risks are great rewards. And much like the king does, whether masculine or feminine energy here, they're seeing all of the paths ahead. They're trying to control the situation, but it's much more of a spiritual journey for you. I'm seeing here you have this wand. You're the king of wands. That means what you set your sight on, what you set your focus on, you can manifest it at this time. Someone's here from Haiti. Oh, tu parles français. Bienvenue. Hey, Leroy. Welcome into the chat. If you're here, these messages are resonating. If you're a night owl, leave a 333 in the chat. Let all of us night owls connect at this hour. Now, for some of you, I'm getting that you've been in a 10-year commitment. For some, this is going to be a contract that's coming across your path. For others, it's going to be one that you're finally feeling released or freed from. For some of you, this is a contract of your own making. You have free will to leave this job, this situation, this relationship that's no longer serving you. And as you step into this king energy, you're finally, much like the strength card, you're tapping into that Leo energy, King of Wands here, and making that move to exit. Not only do we have the X here with the wands, which marks the 10, the number 10, the 10 is completion in the tarot deck. So there is a chapter or a cycle of your life that is closing, and while it may have been quite tumultuous, it is very much leading you to where it has led you to where you're at. Let's keep moving. When I took from the top of the deck, we had numbered 13, death. Only it was in reverse. And this only further confirms that first message with the King of Wands, moving on from something and manifesting what it is you need. With this death, I know it's hard to see. I really wanted to have a darker lit ambiance tonight, but when I move forward, I'll be sure to do some during the day as well, so you can get the intricate details. But you can see this feminine energy. She's left a tree in the past that was no longer producing fruit. And the sun was setting on that version of her, on that project, and it may have produced fruit at one time, but she knew when to pivot, she knew when to leave and begin to pour into something new. And here she is tending to this new tree, and it's full of leaves, all because she didn't leave one foot in the door and one foot out, but she decided to go ahead and move on from what was no longer working. King of Wands energy and death. Death is Scorpio energy here, so if we have any Scorpios or fire signs here, go ahead and drop your zodiac sign. I'm getting Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Scorpio are in the building tonight. No, death is never something to be afraid of. I'm not getting any feelings of death for you. This could be the energy of ancestors of your past lineage and DNA speaking to you through this message. While they're no longer here in the flesh, they walk with you in spirit. And this is a reminder to, when you're out on a walk, or maybe it's just to and from your car at the grocery store, just taking a moment to find the peace and solace within nature. Even if it's a tiny, small plant or a tree, just taking time to acknowledge that you are part of this great cosmic womb, Mother Earth. And without her, we're nothing. Our physical flesh could not continue on. So taking that time, Pisces in the building. Okay, we have some water signs, much like that Scorpio. And for those of you, we have a really big portal coming up in August here. I believe it's next Thursday, the Lionsgate portal, that 8-8. And we're in the year of the 8 in numerology. 2024 breaks down to the 8. So if you're really looking to break out of that old cycle and start something new, August is going to be that month for you. Now for some of you, with this card, Ace of Wands, I'm very specifically getting on a past loved one who was very good at target practice. So this could be someone who's ex-military, army of some sort. I don't want to say any words that YouTube's going to flag, but this is like a sharp pew pew. This is someone who maybe you played darts with, or I'm even getting pool, but it's something to do with a stick, a target, and accuracy. Now that's in the 3D world, and that's going to resonate with whomever it's meant for. Don't get deterred, because remember, this is a general energy reading. If you'd like a personal private reading, do check the description and shoot me an email. I'll get back to you very promptly. But here I'm getting someone who was a very good shot, whether that was in pool, darts, archery. I'm getting someone was very good, and they taught this to you. And if maybe this person you've heard about, but you never actually got time to spend time with them in the flesh. Maybe they passed on when you were very little, or they had passed on before you were even born. But I'm getting that this person, they've passed on that DNA to you. You're good at something that they were good at. Maybe your family tells you all the time, oh, you're just like your uncle, or you're just like your great grandfather or your great grandmother who was very good at this specific thing. That's going to resonate with who it's meant to. All right, let's move on now and just get some sacred oracle messages, more from the spirit realm, less from the physical 3D, and see what we're getting here on the spiritual realm. For those of you ascending, if you can feel those ascension symptoms, if you feel as though you're moving into that 5th dimension, the veil is lifting. Maybe you've been seeing specks or things out of the corner of your eye, and you know, it's nothing medical related. Of course, I'm not a doctor. Please do get yourself checked if anything's worrisome, but I'm getting this is more of spiritual ascension symptoms. These cards are nice and sticky. Anytime the cards get sticky like this, I always say it's going to be a juicy message. So once again, for those who are new in the live, set your intention. Maybe you call upon a very specific ancestor that you knew in this 3D realm, or you call upon your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, the universe, to guide you towards a specific path or solution that's been perplexing you until this moment. Major change. I'm being told to shuffle one more time. I'm getting hit me baby one more time, Britney Spears. Okay. Some of you, you were fish in a past life, or you've been told that you move through water like a fish. You're a water baby. You come from water. Maybe you resonate with the mermaid, La Sirène, siren spirit. And the ocean, it calls to you, much like the Moana movie that I referenced earlier. Now, this doesn't have to be salt water. This can be, I'm gonna hold it a bit to the light. This can be fresh water. This can be a man-made pond. This is just about you connecting back to that Mother Earth, that great cosmic womb. Remembering that you come from your mother's water. You're mostly made up of water, and this planet that we're currently here on is mostly water, and honoring that. I'm getting the unknown and the unseen. Many of you may have just transitioned from a very specific religion that maybe your family had placed upon you, and at one time it really resonated with your soul and with your spirit, but lately you've been diving into things that maybe no one else in your family has ever taken the time. And if they have, they don't say it aloud. So you feel like you're the only one, but there's a specific ancestor here. There's a beluga whale here, and then we have, I don't like to call them killer whales. I can't think of their appropriate scientific name. If you know it, drop it in the comments. We know about Telecom and SeaWorld. They're not killer whales. This card reads, Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. So many of you are diving deep into this unknown. For some of you, it may be researching spells. It may be learning tarot or creating an altar and lighting candles to honor those who've come before you, who've helped to give you life. Whatever this is, it allows you to be weightless and free, much like you are in the water when you're floating. It's not going to be as heavy as you intended, and it's going to bring this light from your soul. It's going to emanate from the inside to the out. An orca, yes, thank you, Sunny, an orca whale. I wanted to refer to them by their proper name and not just deem them killers. So for many of you, the frequency of sound is very pertinent. For some of you, you are that siren. Whether you are good at public speaking, or you're a coach, or you sing like a beautiful angel, whatever this gift is, you're being nudged gently by your ancestors to dive deeper into this passion. Okay, and for others of you, it's using your voice, it's using the frequency of sound. I do sound healing, sound bath videos here a little bit on my channel. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. On the live last week, I actually did a bit of sound healing right there on the live. If you're in this chat and the messages are resonating with you, leave a 333 in the comments. I appreciate all of your energy. I hope that you find something here that resonates deeply with you. But sharing your song, for some of you, it's quite literally sharing that song. Maybe it's poetry or a beautiful sonnet that you wrote. For others, it's your voice. Your voice is your gift, whether it's teaching, being a messenger, or using the frequency of your voice to heal. I'm getting some other people who are going to be tuning into this video later, not when it's live, but when it's uploaded. Your Reiki healers. Getting other sound healers here. Almost ASMR. Someone here also has done mukbang, I'm getting. All right. I'm going to put out this incense. One moment. The ancestors are here. They are here. They are with you. We're getting Hyrith, longing for home and homesick for the stars. So many of you have been feeling homesick, not for this perceived prison planet, but for where you come from. And this card pops up so often in the readings. I think it's the frequency since the pole shift and the age of Aquarius that came in 2022. It's allowing people to remember their past lives, or at the very least to remember the mission of why they came here. And you're being called to things, people, and places that ordinarily in your past would have never resonated, but there's this longing, and it's as though this antidote is, and the word antidote came out very specifically. It's as though this is going to be the antidote for your soul or for your mission. It's going to turn this cycle, turn this, for some of you, I'm getting generational curse around. All right, next we have double mission, light worker, star seed, serve the world by being you. Repeat messages here, share your song. This is about being your authentic self. This is someone, you may meditate quite a bit, or maybe you've been incorporating meditation into your daily practice, and it may frustrate you because when your eyes close, it's as though all of your other senses increase immensely, and it makes you feel as though as though you can't focus on the task at hand. Maybe you sit down with the intention of quieting the mind, but your thoughts are passing by like clouds. And I always urge people, especially when you're new at meditation, treat those passing thoughts as if they are clouds. They're there for a moment, acknowledge them, honor them, and let them pass. And this helps us to be more present in the moment, as does connecting with your heart space, your heart chakra, placing your hand over your heart so you can feel it beating, or maybe you place the other hand on your belly so you can feel that rising of your belly and your chest with every inhale. And this just takes the anxiety out of stressing about the future. Thank you, Sunny. Yes, Carol's going. Sunny is putting the email for everyone to see in the chat to get a personal reading, and I will email you back with the different price packages. I have a few different options for different price points. Thank you for inquiring. I'm definitely getting a double mission here. And for some of you, that's that frustration. You can't figure out what it is that you're supposed to be focusing on. It's as though as soon as you turn your attention to one thing, you're met with an obstacle. I want you to remember, because I have to remind myself this in my own frustration on my entrepreneurial journey. Rejection oftentimes is protection, and then it's redirection back along your divine path. Remember, everything, good and bad, led you to where you are today. It led you to this moment. I'm happy that you're here with me, taking in these messages from your ancestors, because there's this overwhelming feeling of pride that they have for you, of joy, of knowing that you are one of the few chosen. You are going to be the one to carry out a very big mission for your ancestors. You felt this probably since you were a young child. You may have come here multiple lifetimes trying to carry out this mission, but you will be successful. But that Ace of Wands and the death earlier in the reading, you become the King of Wands, the master of manifestation. You leave the things no longer serving you behind, and then you are victorious here with this Ace of Wands. Double mission. Let's go ahead and dive into one of my favorite decks. This is absolutely wonderful to use when we're connecting with our benevolent ancestors. Please always call upon the benevolent ancestors, as not everyone in your bloodline will have your best interest at heart. Always something to keep in mind, not to fearmonger, just to remember, in order for there to be light, there must be darkness. In order for there to be benevolence, there must be malevolence. It's the balance. It's the justice way. It's the Libra. Are there any Libras in the chat? Let me know. Leave a scales. If you're comfortable sharing your zodiac sign, leave it in the chat. Or drop a 333 if these messages are resonating with you. Thank you to everyone who's been commenting. It really does help me to connect to your energy, even though this isn't a personal reading. Thank you, Sunny. Appreciate my lovely moderator answering questions that you may have in the chat. Keeping it a high vibrational zone for everyone here. There's my Libra. Okay, Brooke. I was feeling those justice scales. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a Queen of Swords or Empress energy. I've also been feeling strong Leo. It's probably because we're getting ready to enter that 8-8 Lionsgate portal. If you know, drop it in the chat. 888. Oh my. We had a few jumpers. Let's keep going. I will pick those up. I will honor those cards that came out. Sticky. Oh, what do we have? Guess what it's stuck on? You can't make this up. Judgment. Judgment and justice. Oftentimes, I do have the ambiance set to sexy in here tonight, so you can't see the cards as well as you usually would. But green butterfly. Some of you in the chat may have a butterfly tattoo. I'm getting. But this Judgment, Justice, that's Libra energy. Let's go ahead and keep those three that got stuck. And then I'm going to pick these ones up from the ground as well. We had two here. Wow. Heavy water energy here. That's probably my Pisces. Carol, who's been commenting quite a bit, her energy is coming through here now. We have the Four of Gourds as well as the Eight of Gourds. Wow. Not only are both of these cards in this deck depicted as two people meditating, which we've already talked about. The thing about the Four of Cups is you're sitting there focused on your Three Cups, and you don't notice the one that's right here. The Four of Cups to me is oftentimes a message from your soul, from your ancestors, that what it is you're searching for far and wide is right underneath your nose. It's hidden in plain sight, just like many truths are hidden in quote unquote fictional movies. There's something that you're focusing on, but if you were just to turn your attention just a little bit, I'm getting that the water will start to pour. It's as though you're looking at these three gourds, you know they're full of water, but you can't crack them open. And there's one right here, just trickling gently. A steady stream is what I'm getting of income. For some of you, this is a message that you've been really focused on your finances. You've been waiting for something to bloom. Almost, I'm getting stingy energy. And not because you're not generous, but because you're thinking about security, or you may be worried about the future. The gourds are also very emotional. They're the cups in the traditional tarot deck. So that's Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy. Very specific message. I'm getting Maribel. I'm getting a name Maribel or Mary, Marilyn. And there's a very specific ancestor who's they know that you went through a really tough time over the last 3 to 6 months, I'm getting. And it's almost as though it's hit this peak or this climax or crescendo, if you will, during Cancer season, during this watery season. And many of you released something really big, a job, an opportunity, a property, a relationship, a marriage even, for someone who's going to be watching this in the future, specifically I'm getting. And your ancestors want you to know you've made it through. You can loosen your grip. Libras were known to be the iron fist in a velvet glove. I love that because oftentimes we're underrated and undermined, and our kindness is mistaken for weakness. We don't want to have to use the iron fist, but you certainly look lovely in that velvet glove. And your ancestors, to everyone here, are saying to loosen that grip on control. Because when you loosen the grip on control, you can better let this stream flow through your fingers, this abundance. For some of you, this abundance is financial. For others, it's going to be the love, the reciprocation of the love you've been yearning for, but deeper than desire, you deserve it, okay? Very deep message coming in with that Four of Gourds here. And then another one that fell on the floor was the Eight of Gourds. You add the 8 and 4 in numerology, you have the 12, which is the number 3, the magic of 3. If you're in the chat, you're feeling these messages, leave a 333 so that it can help to reach other people. With this 8 of Gourds here, this is, you're working your way here. You've doubled from that 4 of Cups into this 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is that 8-8 portal once again. This is you pouring into something and starting to see the fruits of your labor. This 8 of Gourds is going to feel very emotional. This victory for you, that Ace of Wands that came in earlier, this is going to be a very emotional victory. And I've noticed something just now I never noticed before. This person who's meditating with this 4 of Gourds, they're pretty grounded here. But by the time they reach this Eight of Gourds, many of them are flowing over. So many lines, the veins that run through this, the abundance flowing in. But also the person meditating is now levitating. They're raising and elevating in their vibrational consciousness, making it even easier to manifest and attract in what it is that you need. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. If you're interested, one more time I'll say it, in a personal private reading, check the description, check the chat, shoot me an email. I get those readings recorded and uploaded in 72 hours or less. And I also do numerology, and I have a few different package options for you to choose from. We do ancestor, past life, love, whatever you would like to focus on. And of course, most importantly, whatever the ancestors and spirit guides bring through for you. So let's go ahead and close with these final two messages that jumped out. We have Papa Gourd. If this isn't the transition here, you want the King of Wands to death, victory, you going through the Four of Gourds, Eight of Gourds, and now once again, King energy, Papa Gourd, the King of Water, a master of manifestation, and now a master of your emotions. This is no longer allowing your emotions or the emotions of others to control you, but the other way around. Reminding yourself that you can't control what others do or say, but that you can only respond. Okay? And thank you, Sunny. Yes, I left my Cash App in the description, in the comments. If you feel inclined, never any pressure, but I greatly appreciate those supporting this energy exchange with your comments, your likes, your shares, or a donation. And with this Papa Gourd, I'm getting some of you are going to be crowned. This can be higher enlightenment, the unlocking of your third eye chakra, the pineal gland. For others, I'm getting you're going to adorn your hair in some type of jewel, or maybe you're getting a protective style. I'm also hearing salt water, and that came through with the Orca and the Whale Elders in the spiritual, the Sacred Oracle deck. So many messages are coming through. If I'm talking quickly, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it all out because as quickly as some of this comes in, it leaves, and I'm trying to get all of the messages out as to not miss anything. Some of you are dating someone with their left ear pierced, or the left side of their nostril or their nose. I'm also getting Saturn or Jupiter. This may be someone who's really into the stars, astronomy, or someone who drives a Saturn. That's something that has to do with the planets, okay? I'm getting seashells and salt water, rice water. For those of my curly girls who may be in the chat or watching this later, how salt water or rice water can be really beneficial for retaining the moisture in your hair. I always, if you know 9 ether, I will save it for another video, but I truly believe your hair are your antennas. They're your connection to the divine, much like a coil in electricity. You have that conductor and it swirls around like a tsunami. It's that birth, that life and death energy, and it connects you to the divine. So whether it's short or long is irrelevant. It's about it being healthy and being free in order to connect with the sun, to receive that electricity from the sun and allow you to receive these downloads, because your ancestors are speaking to you. So far in this reading, it's been all fire and water energy, with King of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Death, which is Scorpio, and then we have Papa Gourd, Eight of Gourds, Four of Gourds, all cups. The only other two we have would be Libra, and then the very last card I'm getting Sagittarius, which would also be fire. So all fire and water, with the exception of Libra coming through here. Be very I'm looking for. It was there and now it's gone. Conviction. Speak with conviction when you speak. Avoid using filler words like and I do it myself as well, but if you need to pause and take your time, it's only the person speaking who feels that pressure during the pause. So allow yourself to gather your thoughts. Don't rush to say something, because I know I'm getting, for some of you in the chat, you oftentimes have a discussion with someone, especially for my chosen ones. we have this mission where we want to just enlighten the people, and we have to learn along that journey that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can plant the seeds, but they have to water them. And so for some of you, I'm getting, say what you need to say with conviction when you say it, but allow yourself time to get the thoughts together, because I'm getting that after you leave a conversation or a big group of people, you are like, oh, that's what I should have said in that moment. Oh, why am I just now thinking? You're laying in bed at night, especially if you're a night owl like myself, and you're just thinking of all the things you could have, should have, would have said. Okay, if it helps, write it on paper, but remind yourself in the future, if you need to pause, you don't have to quickly react and respond. Allow the energy to come to a homeostasis, especially if what someone's saying is triggering. And maybe just look at them and smile, because oftentimes people treat you how they feel about themselves, and that's a very clear message coming through. For others of you, I'm getting Mandela effect. I don't know if you're into the Mandela effect or if you've been recently playing Monopoly, but I'm getting a monocle. I'm specifically getting the monocle that used to be on the Monopoly board. Okay, with our final card before we close out, I have Temperance, another major arcana here. Major Arcana Judgment and Major Arcana Temperance. Everything is working out for you. You've been patient for a long time, and now I'm getting you're going to be awarded with something. You're going to be elevating, and you're meant to be seen at this time. For those of you who like to go into hermit mode like myself, go outside. From time to time, even if it's just to the park or places that you like to go where you could potentially connect with your soul tribe. I'm getting it's your time to be seen, and as you get out there and network, you're going to be awarded with this beautiful abundance, definitely in the 3D, but it's going to be much deeper than that for you. It's going to be spiritually rewarding. It's going to be spiritually uplifting for you. It's as though she's putting this crown on here for herself. She's placing this crown upon her head, and she has these flowers around her neck, and they almost look like angel wings. Some of you may have on this white or metallic type nail color. I'm also getting traveling to Giza, to the pyramids, or somewhere where there are ancient pyramids, not just in Egypt. They're craftily hidden about the world. They just like to hide the history from us. If you know, you know. Leave a 333 in the chat before we go. Let me pull one final message just to close this reading on and send you any final messages for my viewers from their benevolent ancestors. Final messages. Thank you again to my moderator, Sunny. I greatly appreciate you. I just saw Temperance again, King of Wands. Definitely in your power. Final message. It's going to come down to the last. We're going to take those three because you can't make this up. Queen of Swords, Libra energy coming through here. Speaking your truth, using that throat chakra. Your power is in your voice at this time. Say what it is you need to say to the people you love, to the people who, if you have a social platform. We also have Major Arcana, the Devil. And as you can see, she's turned more towards the devil. But what I'm getting here is that this is a diversion. She's pretending, this is you giving someone the time of day knowing they don't deserve it, but you're really listening to that angel on your shoulder. This can also represent a Capricorn in your life. But at this time, I'm getting you're so far above that, you see through the matrix, you see it for what it is. This devil is nothing. This is something you've conquered as the Queen of Swords. And to end it with the 10 of Wands, the completion of a cycle, ultimate manifestation power, fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. You're closing out a chapter, and this beautiful energy is coming in for you. Thank you so much for joining in on this live. Once again, if you watched it live or if you're watching this later when it's uploaded, leave a 333 if these messages resonated. Do check the description if you feel like you'd like to donate to the channel, or email me for my private reading prices. Thank you so much. I am sending you love, light, elevation, and consciousness. Namaste and Ashe.